Job to the base on F2, Greg. And for FYI, the crash is on the southeast corner of 72nd and Fairfield. So about 5 minutes to a stream hit. And we don't see any other officers around here, do we? Any kind of a tactical operation at all? Yeah, originally said 73rd and Rockwell. Maybe they were responding to 73rd and Rockwell, because that's still in the direction that they were going. That part, thank you. That's good. Given where they were going in the direction of travel, it looks like they may have been responding to 73rd and Rockwell and wiped it here at 72nd and Fairfield. It is 7-2, 72nd and Fairfield. There's no activity around 73rd and Rockwell, is there? Okay. It's east of. Yeah, it's east by only a couple of blocks. Yeah, Fairfield, Washtenaw, Tallman, and Rockwell, so 3 blocks east. Greg, we're looking around. We don't see any other activity down here. And police helicopter came and went before we even launched. Well, they were ripping through the side street. Perhaps somebody came bopping out in front of them. Yes, I hear you. You hear me okay? I hear you fine. Hopefully you hear me now that we've turned the defroster off. Okay. A few minutes, then we'll be going on. Hey Greg, we're calling this Chicago Lawn, right? The neighborhood. Not far. Yeah, I'm ready. Ten seconds. Good afternoon. I'm Chris Habermill in Chopper 2 over the city's Chicago Lawn neighborhood. We've got a developing story. Welcome into the stream here. We're going to be following this from the air and on the ground as details become available. What you're looking at is an unmarked Chicago police SUV that's piled into a tree on the southeast corner of 72nd and Fairfield, right at the corner near Marquette Park. Now, this particular crash here may have been in response to another incident that was in the neighborhood just a few blocks away. We're working on details to kind of firm those things up. The long and short of this is that two officers were initially transported in red, classified in red condition. That's a triage term there to kind of quantify the potential for the injuries from serious to critical. Thankfully, after being taken to Advocate Christ Hospital in suburban Oak Lawn, they have been upgraded to good condition, and that's word coming in from the Chicago Police Department. So we're waiting on more details to become available in this. We do know that there was an incident going on not too terribly far away, and that a couple of people were initially taken into custody in regards to another incident here, not necessarily this crash at this corner. So this being the case here, we're very early on into this. The police have secured this vehicle because obviously there's weapons and ammunition and other things that these officers would have been carrying inside this vehicle. So their fellow officers stopped and have blocked this intersection off at 72nd and Fairfield, and they are keeping watch on that vehicle there and have secured the contents. So going back up the timeline here a little bit before 3 o'clock this afternoon, this crash happened again. This is in the Chicago Lawn neighborhood, so literally on the southeast corner by about a block removed from Marquette Park. And this vehicle, they may have been avoiding somebody, something else may have happened in the course of their duty here. The side curtain and the frontal airbags went off in here, and that obviously helped cushion the officers them and prevent any kind of serious injury. Again, when the Chicago Fire Department makes a transport like this, again, your triage classifications are based somewhat on your mechanism of injury. So the mechanism of injury is a high-speed auto collision into a fixed object, in this case a tree. So they would have been classified red here because you could have serious injuries, including spinal cord, potential for spinal cord injury. That is whether you're a police officer or a civilian. Anytime that you've got a crash like this, that obviously involves high speed and a very rapid deceleration, a dead stop right there when you hit a tree. That's how you're going to be triaged and classified and treated on the scene. In other words, you're going to have your C-spine, your cervical spine stabilization. Go ahead and make sure that your neck is isolated there, that you've got a C-collar in place, backboard, spine board, and then take them out of here and get over to the hospital, and that was done. So the fire department's gone. Chicago Police Department remains on the scene around this SUV here where it crashed, and we are working on the details as far as what exactly the officers were doing. We do know that 2 officers were hurt. Initially, they were taken in classified as red, so taken in serious to critical condition over to Oak Lawn to Advocate Christ Hospital, where thankfully they have since been upgraded to good condition. So all this happening in the last hour or so now, and things are pretty well stabilized here at the scene. The officers here are just here for scene security, and of course this SUV and the details of what event led up to this and how this crash actually happened are still to be made available to us. So that being the case, we're watching this. We are looking for any other activity in the area and seeing none. Initially, there was a report of something going on not too terribly far away from this at 73rd and Rockwell, which is only about 3 blocks further off to the east and a little bit down to the south by about a block. So this vehicle very well could have been responding to that. So that being the case, you can see that the aftermath here, the vehicle is heavily damaged and sits on the parkway on the southeast corner of 72nd and Fairfield. We're thankful to report that the officers apparently were not badly injured, certainly shaken up from that rapid deceleration and stop upon contacting the tree. No reports of anybody else having been involved or injured in this, and the investigation is going on. So we will continue to provide a view here from Chopper 2 in the air, and we will follow this up from on the ground. So thank you for tuning into the live stream. Keep it here, and we will continue to get more details in, and as soon as they become available to us, we will pass them along to you. I'm Chris Haberman on Chopper 2 over the city's Chicago Lawn neighborhood, thanking you for tuning in. Stay here, and we will bring you live continuing coverage of this incident. Medium well, maybe rare. Yeah, it's just... I didn't even see them outside yet. I didn't see the pad out when we left. Yep. Chopper to the base on F2, Greg. All right, fuel state, 1 hour and 15 minutes. Still bingo fuel, 1 hour and 15. Airport, 30 seconds at the top of 4. We'll be here. Yeah, the tree basically yawned and said, "What was that?" Pretty amazing. That's something when it first grows, you can just pull it out with 2 fingers, and now oh yeah. It is. And the magic of fiber content. And of course, everybody's first question would be, what's a phone book? Oh, pay what? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the issue of popular mechanics qualifies as a real test of strength, but okay, real feat of strength. Ah. Does it fill in anything? Okay. This one looks better. Heavy shadows. It's getting to be a party.